Hello guys, this is Adam, aka Gaming Shepherd. Welcome back to Higurashi. Now, right where we left off, we got knocked unconscious by two mysterious men, by some I think it was at the dam, not really the trash site, but nearby it, at least, Anyway, we just woke up and we're still on day 15. And we may still be on the next episode. If there is a next episode, we'll see how this goes. Anyway, familiar ceiling. The smell of the bed and pillows. I knew them well. Was this my room? Normally there wouldn't be anyone in my room besides me, but their presence made me spring wide awake. When I did that, pain shot through my entire body.
大丈夫かな？横になってた方がいいと思うよ。
Why was Reina in my room? Blood began to surge through my muscles and my capillaries, but Reina's smile belonged to the Reina I knew well. I knew I shouldn't let myself feel this way, but I relaxed, thinking that this version of Reina was safe.
俺はどうして
覚えてないの？
意識がなくなってからのことは全然。
My body had become more lethargic than I could ever have imagined. I guess that would be the expected outcome after exerting everything I had back there. One moment guys, I gotta check on something. I'll be right back. Sorry. Let's see, let's use this. There we go. I tried to at least clear my head, but I just couldn't shake the sluggish feeling out of my mind.
一応お医者さんにも電話したから、もうすぐ来ると思うよ。それまで横になってた方がいいと思うな。
I wasn't injured seriously enough to merit calling a doctor, but knowing that someone impartial was coming was slightly reassuring.
俺どうしてここにいるんだ？確かダム現場で。
それはレナが聞きたいな。何があったのかな？レナが行った時にはケイチ君倒れてて。
だから聞きたいのは俺の方だよ。変な二人組に襲われて。
As I talked about it, I finally remembered what happened right before I passed out. Recalling that memory and the terror that went along with it caused the fogginess around my head to clear right up. Let's forget about those two for now. I didn't expect Reina to be nursing me. I thought Reina was trying to kill me. She would have had a perfect chance while I was unconscious. Not only did she not kill me, she had nursed me back to health.
よく俺を引きずってここまで来れたな。重かったろ。
Looking at Reina's delicate frame, it was hard to believe that she had not only gotten me back home, but even dragged me all the way up to the second floor. Did she have some help?
ケイチ君、覚えてないの？
Reina appeared a bit surprised, but still kept her smile.
レナはケイチ君に肩を貸しただけだよ。大丈夫、 自分で歩けるって圭一くんが。覚えてない？
I didn't remember. My memory was fuzzy after the point where I lost consciousness.
二人組はどうした？レナが来た時、俺と一緒に、あるいはそばに二人組の男が。
いなかったよ。
She said it bluntly. The way she stated it felt slightly unpleasant. I was just too timid at that time. I might have been able to force some answers out of Rena, but if I did that, then this kind Rena might transform into the scary Rena who I didn't know. Fearing that, I didn't press any further. Thinking about it, it was the obvious choice. If both of those men were there, I don't think Rena would even have stood a chance. I couldn't find a way to explain it unless I assumed she brought me here and those two were already gone. Rena was still smiling. Her eyes sparkled warmly. Yet, I felt like I was hallucinating when I saw something. Something akin to a shadow slowly creeping across her face. That small omen sent shivers down my spine. While Rena was still Rena, I needed to make contact. I needed to contact Oishi-san. Rena stopped me when I tried to get out of bed. She said it would aggravate my wounds, so I should sleep.
トイレに行きたいんだけどな。
ごめん。
Rena couldn't say anything else. While Rena stayed in the room, I quickly went downstairs to get the phone receiver in the living room. When I approached the front door, the doorbell rang, ding-dong. It must have been the doctor Rena had called. It was strange for a patient to welcome in the doctor who was making a house call. But it would be incredibly reassuring to have him here for the considerable time it would take Oishi-san to get here. I carelessly opened the door with that simple assumption and regretted it almost instantly.
ミオン。
あれ？元気そうだね。倒れてたって言うから様子見に来たんだけど。
なんで俺が倒れてたって知ってるんだよ。
レナが電話してきたから。他に理由が必要？
I understood why she would call a doctor. But why me and Tui? Rena was descending the stairs behind me.
レナ、ケイちゃん大丈夫そうだよ。ったく、心配して損した。
そうだね。レナも心配して損したかな。
They both began laughing. It appears to be cheerful laughter, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there was a darkness looming over them.
うわ、何この下駄箱。どうしてたの？
The shoe rack that I'd smashed to pieces had been like that since yesterday.
転んでさ、その拍子に持ってたバットで叩いちゃったんだよ。
持ち慣れないもん振り回してるからこういうことになるんだよ。
I kept the fact that it was none of her business to myself.
でもこれじゃおばさまたちが帰ってきたらびっくりしちゃうね。後でレナが片付けておくね。
さあ、ほらケイちゃん。重病人なんだからちゃんと寝てないとダメだよ。さあさあ、お布団に戻った。
Both of them urged me up the stairs. I had no chance to call Oishi-san. I was pushed into my bed. As it was the first time Mion had been in my room, she began searching around it intently. She fiddled around my room and was scolded by Rina. You can imagine how it went. It was uncomfortable having my room poked around, but the conversation was so benign that it was heartwarming. During that innocent conversation, Mion said something as though it was perfectly ordinary.
レナ、監督には電話した？
うん。みーちゃんに電話した後すぐにね。すぐ来るって言ってたよ。
Manager? That out-of-place word gave me a bad feeling. Rina called a doctor, then called Mian, and after that, she called a manager. Who was this manager? Since Rina and Mian's conversation was so peaceful, it only felt slightly odd.
二人とも何の話をしてるんだよ。監督ってなんだよ。
ケイちゃんしんどいの？監督って言ったら監督だよ。
映画の監督とか、工事現場の監督とか。
I dug through all my memories for a manager who might have business with me. Only one thing came to mind. What Rina had just said. The construction site foreman. The very first victim of the first incident. The dismemberment at the damn construction site. The foreman. That was strange. He was supposed to be dead. There was no way they could call him.
お前らが何の話をしてるのかわからないよ。その監督が俺と何か関係あるのか？来るって言ったけど、うちに来るのか？
I asked one obvious question after another, but all the two of them did was smile coolly at each other. There was a huge difference between how the two of them appeared and how my suspicions were playing out. Slowly, I felt discomfort and panic welling up inside me. I couldn't understand what Rina and Mian were talking about.
ケイちゃん、最近は野球に凝ってるんだよね。監督、それ聞いたら喜ぶと思うな。
だから、監督って誰だよ。
監督は監督さんだよ。
だから、監督って誰だよ。
Rina and Mian looked at each other and laughed heartily. The disturbing cackle unpleasantly resounded around me. That laugh, long enough to be unsettling, ended abruptly.
そうだ。監督が来る前に済ませとくかな。ケイちゃん、覚えてるかい？
Her face was laughing, but Mian's eyes told a different story.
覚えてるって何をだよ。
ケイチくん忘れちゃったのかな。罰ゲームなんだよ。罰ゲームなんだよ。忘れちゃったのかな。おはぎの宿題。どれがレナの作ったおはぎかを当てる宿題。あれ、確か宿題忘れだったよね。
I certainly did have that homework, but I had thrown away the rest of the mochi after I found that sewing needle, so I wasn't able to answer which one Reina made. The penalty for that. Why now? written all over my face. Their answer to my question was that dry laughter. I could no longer make heads or tails of anything. I began to think that this entire day was somehow insane, strange, incomprehensible, being chased by Rina, attacked by strange men, the penalty Mian and Rina were talking about. What were these two laughing at? It didn't take that long for me to realize I had been dragged into an abnormal situation. Who were these two? Who were these people? Who were these doppelgangers of Rina and Mian? Rina had gotten behind me at some point. Why was she pinning my arms behind my back?
何の真似だよ。
動かないでね。罰ゲームだから。
My body was already very sluggish, and Rina pinning my arms made it that much harder to move. I seriously tried to struggle, she wouldn't even budge. My panic began to well up. I realized this was well beyond the realm of Yuik's pleasantries. This freakishly monstrous strength. It would have been impossible for the Rina I knew. Then, his thin, frail arms grasping me firmly. Whose arms were they?
ケイちゃん、抵抗しちゃダメだよ。海賊大何条でもいいや。罰ゲームに抵抗しちゃダメなんだからさ。
Mian. No, that thing that looked like Mian spoke to me, like how Mian would speak to me, but I was certain that this was not Mian. Someone who wasn't Mian. Someone who was just pretending to be Mian.
監督が来る前に済まさないとね。
Mian fished into her pocket and pulled out something bizarre. I could tell what it was just by looking. For such a thing to be in her pocket, my mind wouldn't accept it.
なんだよ、それ。
It was a small syringe. It was a small, clear syringe. The kind a doctor might use if you went to them with a high fever. Rina held me even tighter. I could hear the clattering laughter that no longer sounded like laughter, blaring into my ear. That eerie laughter. It wasn't something that the Rina I knew could ever produce from her own throat. This thing that was pretending to be Rina, was this the real laugh? Unable to defend myself, the syringe Mian was holding drew closer, and that evil tip was waved in front of my face countless times.
大丈夫大丈夫。痛くないから痛くないから。
何をする気だよ。これは一体何の真似だよ。
ケイちゃん、何言ってんだか。分かってんでしょ。
何が。俺には何が何やらさっぱりわからねえよ。
知ってるくせに。今さらかまととぶられてもな。
わけのわからないことを言って俺を煙に巻くのはやめろ。
富武さんと同じ目に遭ってもらう。
Same as Tomitake-san. I didn't really understand what she meant. What did that have to do with the syringe?
ケイチ君、とぼけてるね。うすうすは気づいてたくせに。
Rina whispered into my ear, laughing as if to admonish me. But even the way she spoke was repulsive beyond compare. Playing dumb? Me? About what? What do you mean? The same as Tomitake-san?
みんな初めはひき逃げされたものだと思っていました。ですが意識を確かめるために近づいた警官はすぐに異常に気づきました。喉がね、引き裂かれていたんですよ。
ナイフとか？
ええ、爪でした。
Nails? Nails as in fingernails? Those gouged through? That's right. Tomitake-san had clawed out his own throat with his own nails and died. There's no way someone could die like that. So then, for that to happen...
薬物を疑いましたが、そういう類のものは検出できませんでした。
That's right. The police didn't find any drugs in Tomitake-san's system.
警察は富武さんの遺体から薬物は検出できなかったって言ったぞ。
Two of them laughed together with that sickening laughter. Of course they'd laugh. To assume that such a medicine didn't exist yet because the police didn't know about it was completely foolish. Meaning the drug that caused Tomitake-san to die in such a bizarre manner did exist. If Mion injected this into me, then that would probably be all the proof I needed. That would basically mean I'd end up the same as Tomitake-san. Become hysterical, scratching out my throat in my last moments, then die. For such an outrageous drug to exist. For Mion to be holding it, and that I was about to be injected with it. That moment, I did not feel there was any need whatsoever to question it. What kind of idiot, when he's trying to dodge a ball flying straight for his face, has time to think of a reason as to why it's flying at him.
観念しなって。んじゃ。
Mion's actions lacked any gravitas, and that made it even more terrifying. There was none of the ceremony, like when someone is sentenced to death. There was no hesitation at all, as if she were brushing her teeth. Mion reached out with one hand and grabbed onto my chest. It felt like electricity had run through the back of my head and the entire world had gone dark. Did I stand up too fast? Or did someone hit me really hard in the back of my head? Having lost my sense of balance, I was assaulted by a wave of dizziness. I squatted down for a bit. When I came back to my senses, my entire room had changed drastically. The numbness in my head was gone, and slowly I could tell blood was flowing to my extremities again. How long had I been squatting here? How many minutes? Or has it been hours? It was almost as if the hands on the clock had stopped moving the entire time my eyes were closed. That's how little time passed. Really, the air in the room wasn't filled with that madness from before, only a dull silence. Rina wasn't there, pinning my arms, and Mian wasn't there, about to inject me with a needle. No way. Could it be? All of it was a hallucination? There's no other presence in the room besides my own. It was the weirdest experience I'd ever had. I was certainly with Rina and Mian. I doubted my sanity for a moment, but I was also seized with some sort of comfort. I guess that terrible ordeal was a hallucination. Neither Rina nor Mian, they wouldn't ever do something so terrible. My head grew hot. I could tell my emotions were welling up. Why? That wasn't a reason to cry. Why? It was sorrow. Why was I sad? Don't understand. Don't understand. Kind to everyone, not discriminating against age or gender. Mian. That Mian sprawled out by the window in an unnatural pose. Blood stained her a deep red from her head down to her chest. The bright crimson smeared on the walls. That splatter had undoubtedly come from Mian. She always had that bright smile and was kind to me from the day I transferred. Rina. That same Rina was slumped at my feet and was making the same pool of blood as Mian. I couldn't comprehend what had happened. Did someone come to save me? Then they beat this dude down with this metal bat. I finally noticed the weight in my right hand. How long had it been there? It was Satoshi's metal bat. It was covered in a deep red. There was no doubt that this was the weapon used to mutilate both of them. And I was holding that weapon. I was the only person in the house.
俺
Looking at this objectively, I couldn't think of anyone other than myself who could have done it.
俺がやったのか
That's right. Keiichi Maebara. Of course I did it. I told myself gently, as if coaxing myself. Hey, me. There is no reason for you to remember it, nor is there a need to regret it. Eat or be eaten. You get that, don't you?
でも違うこんなに
Neither Rina nor Mian had moved an inch. It wasn't just a split forehead and a trickle of blood. Nothing that simple. The entire room was splattered with red, and that told me it didn't end with just 2 or 3 strikes.
死んじまったのか。二人とも。
The depths of my mind were calm, but on the surface I was panicking and agitated. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. What happened to your usual calm self? Come on now. Do like you always do. Throw your head back and take a deep breath. Come on. Once, twice, breathe deeply. Calm down. Calm down. I chanted that over and over in my head and relaxed. Color came back to my vision and smells reinfused the air. At the same time, I remembered what happened when I blacked out. Rina and Mian had attacked me. They were about to inject me with whatever caused the same symptoms as Tomitake-san, but right before that happened, I fought back. Twisted my whole body and threw Rina as she was pinning my arms. Then I followed through with my spin and rammed my foot as hard as I could into Mian's torso. Soft. Rina tried jumping on me, so I tackled her as hard as I could and slammed her against the wall. I didn't let that brief moment of having them off balance slip by. Satoshi's bat that was left carelessly by the side of the desk. Weep. At that moment, everything went pitch black. There was nothing recorded past this point in the videotape of my mind. No, that wasn't right. It wasn't that there was nothing recorded. It was recorded just fine. Just the other me inside myself told me not to look and had turned off the TV. Just because the screen had gone black and I couldn't see it didn't mean that the videotape within me hadn't recorded it. The TV was just off. The video still playing. The tape within me, creaking along, still playing. On the other end of that pitch black screen, that horrifying video was still playing on. Compared to this, though, this, the scene right before my eyes, still so difficult to take in. There was blood splattered everywhere on the walls, two of them in these unnatural poses. Not a sign of movement from them. I couldn't even tell if they were breathing. No matter what the circumstances were, my friends, these girls, I had attacked them. I may have even killed them. But if I hadn't done this, I would have been the one done for. Balancing that out on an imaginary scale, it felt odd that I'd even feel bad about it, even if it was a bit excessive. This was justifiable self-defense. The proof was all here. Two of them collapsed here, and me and syringe filled with some unknown drug, certainly solved the mystery surrounding the incident with Tomitake-san. From the fact that both of these two were involved, they'd be able to pick out the criminals, one after the other. Still, I might be suspected for this, but that was just fine. Anyway, this should be a police affair. this wouldn't fade into the darkness like Reina's past incidents. As long as the police were involved, that should bring this to a close. They'll probably revisit their investigation on the chain of incidents. Oishi-san would definitely get to the bottom of it. Meaning, my wish of not wanting to die, of wanting to know the truth, that would be fulfilled in its most basic form. It was all a matter of time now. The doctor Reina called should be getting here soon. I'll confess everything to him. I need to contact Oishi-san. At that moment, I remembered, besides the doctor, a manager had been called. It was easy to imagine that they were someone deeply involved with the incidents, judging by it from Reina and Miyun's conversation. The ache in my chest, caused by the gruesome deed I'd done, dissipated rapidly. It was not over yet. This place was no longer safe, as they called Mikechi Maibara. It's not over yet. I needed to live long enough to tell the police of this incident. That moment, I felt like I heard someone's voice from outside. Since people were speaking, it must mean there was more than one person. I moved the curtain ever so slightly and peered outside. It was a bizarre sight, but 4 or 5 grown men were all gathered at the gate. They very much resembled the 2 men who had assaulted me at the dam site today. Those 2 might even be among them. There was one person there wearing a white coat, but he didn't look like a doctor at all. My gut told me he was in disguise, only posing as a doctor. That guy would probably ring the bell and get me to open the front door. Pretend to be a doctor to get me to open the door, and then the rest of them would all rush in at once. At that moment, I saw the car parked behind the men and my heart nearly skipped a beat. The white van! No mistaking it. That van, the one that had tried to run me down. The man in the white coat entered the gate and headed towards the front door. The rest of the men hid in bushes and watched him. I probably couldn't pretend that I wasn't home. Undoubtedly, they just break the window and enter. I need to get out of here somehow. Then use a public phone to contact Oishi-san. Then meet up somewhere. First of all, I need a weapon. Then shoes. But before all of that, there was one thing that I had to do. I had no intention of dying. I'd live and reveal the truth about this nonsensical curse of Yashiro-sama. But what would happen from here on, regardless of how determined I was, may bring about my demise. And that was why. There was one thing more important than getting out of here right now. I need to get that clock out quickly and take down the note hidden behind it. Damn it. Deep was sticking to it fast. It'd be fine if it was torn a little. I opened up the slightly torn note and began writing another passage with a ballpoint pen. If I wasn't able to inform Oishi-san, the only thing I could rely on was this note. I'd never thought a piece of torn, college-ruled notebook paper could be this reliable before. I had no time. I'd only write what I knew right now. I needed to leave some sort of information that would lead him to uncover the truth. Rina and Mian are conspirators of the perpetrators. This was an undeniable fact. I still didn't want to believe it, but it was a fact. Anyway, I believe all the information that would help lead them to finding the perpetrators. There are 4 or 5 adults, maybe more. They have a white van. This was everything I was able to see from the window. There may be more. Also, there was that unidentified person known as the manager. To begin with, their manager didn't even mesh with Hinomitsuwa at all. If they were going to include the managers from the past incidents, then the only one is the construction foreman, the victim from the first murder, the very first victim in the chain of incidents. Killed in a lynching, his body divided into 6 pieces. His right arm was never discovered. The police should have confirmed that death. But Reina and Mian did both call him manager. They said manager. They wouldn't use that term to refer to someone who was dead. The police would never even conceive that someone who was deceased could be involved. Could that be some sort of oversight? I didn't know, but even if I didn't know, it could be a big hint for Oishi-san. That's right, they needed to start fresh from the first incident. It wasn't just a simple dismemberment, but the start of the string of mysterious death that would follow. So then, there must be something hidden there. Please reinvestigate the victim from the dismemberment incident. He's alive. His death should have been established after an autopsy. Logically, you would think as much. But was that really the case? Could it have been some sort of ploy that they were able to deceive the police with? I shouldn't jump to conclusions, but he may still be alive. I had no time to ponder that right now. Oh yeah, there's something even more important I needed to write. Tomitake-san's death was from an unknown drug. That's right, that drug. It was an irreplaceable piece of evidence. No doubt, just by having this, everything would be uncovered. I couldn't just leave that vital clue lying on the floor. This syringe is proof. Writing that down, I stuck the syringe onto the back of the clock with plenty of tape, so it absolutely would not slip out and fall to the floor. Firmly. Ding dong. Bell rang. They were here. I couldn't write anymore. But even still, there's one last thing that I had to write. I have no idea why it has become like this. This may be the closest thing to the truth out of everything I wrote on this note. If you're reading this, then I'm probably already dead. Though you may or may not find my body if I was going to write out everything that could happen. Either dying from a curse, being demoned away. You who are reading this, please uncover the truth. That is my only desire. With this, my last will and testament was complete. It wasn't certain that I was going to die, but it was my final plea, just in case. I folded the note, stuck it back onto the back of the clock, and returned the clock back to its usual spot. I couldn't help but pray. Oishi-san, if something happens to me, I leave the rest to you. After that, I gazed down silently at Reina and Mian. This was probably the last time we'd ever see each other. Reina, Mian.
俺みんなのこと 本当に友達だと思ってたんだぜ。
But why did it end up like this? I never had any fun in my previous school. I only worried about standardized test scores, about if the school who I hoped to get into, or I really wanted to go, or a safety net. That was all I talked about. It was a dull life. People I called friends were also my rivals in studying, in competitions, in personal records and standardized test scores. Everyone here taught me how unhealthy that lifestyle was. This month was really fun. Making a fuss over lunch, making a fuss over the club, making a fuss over the festival. Something hot began dripping from my face. Uncontrollable. Tears. Should have had no obligation to shed tears for them. They wouldn't stop. Even if they were after my life. Even if they were trying to kill me. Everything that happened this month, I wouldn't forget it. Or could it be those happy days were all a facade as well? Was it all a trap? Meticulously orchestrated up until today to ensnare me? Could it have been that I had just arbitrarily assumed that they were my friends? That couldn't be the case. Both Rina and Mian, they really were my friends. Those happy days. There was nothing fake or unclear about them. Someone probably forced them to try to kill me. Or their minds were taken over, possessed by the supernatural entity known as Oyashiro-sama. Regardless of Reina and Mian, they were the best friends ever. And when they were coming after me, it wasn't of their own volition. But if they weren't the kind of people to sell off their friends, no matter what means, were employed to force them, and there was no way such a thing as being possessed by Oyashiro-sama could happen in reality, then did the real Rina and Mian come after me? What was I thinking? The silly, dumb idea. Having beaten down both Rina and Mian, I was still debating if they were the real ones or fakes. There was no real or fake, only the reality that was before me. Rina and Mian were sprawled out at my feet. That was the only truth. I was only trying to twist the facts to my benefit. That I had beaten my friends to death. No matter how I spun it to change reality, Rina and Mian were both dead. It felt like there was a crack in the dam of strange emotions I was holding back. It felt like my calm state, which was nothing more than a bluff, had receded, and in that opening, sanity was leaking out. I killed them. I killed them. Rina and Mian. I killed them! Doorbell rang again. The unrelenting echo pulled me back into a state of composure once again. Didn't have a moment to spare. Quickly, I need to get away. I didn't want to die. I would uncover everything after that. The identity of whoever or whatever had pushed me this far. Even if I had to drink mud and eat grass, I would survive. I would survive. I would definitely survive. I killed Rina for that very reason. I also killed Mian. I went that far just to keep living. So I can't die. For my sake. For the sake of the late Rina and Mian. I have to survive. I ran towards the door and grabbed my shoes. The doorbell rang again, as if to urge me on. Behind this single, solitary door, they were there. Keeping quiet, I headed towards the kitchen, headed towards the back door. Before opening the back door, I put my ear to it and checked for people outside. No one. After I put on my shoes, opened the door slowly as to not make a sound.
いたぞ裏口だ
Piercing voice echoed out. That voice stabbed through me, setting my hair on end. I had to run. Get out of here, Keiichi. One after the other, I felt stuff like rationale and intelligence, those things you use when you have time to spare, spill out of me. I didn't feel any pain from the branches scratching my arms and forehead. My autonomously pulsing heart also felt neither fatigue nor pain. My entire being just wished to live. There was nothing else it desired. It probably had no complaints whatsoever. So of course I wouldn't feel fatigue. I just ran, just recklessly rushing in the direction I was already heading. Even if nobody was chasing after me, I'd still be running like this. There wasn't a thought in my mind about where I was headed. Turning around, I felt a presence right next to me. That presence, without a doubt, chasing me like my shadow. If I took even one misstep, I would be devoured. That's what I thought. So I didn't turn around. I didn't stop. I ran at full speed. That was the chirping of the Higurashi, telling me it was evening, trying to tell me something. Then I finally heard it, the wailing cry of the victims who didn't make it. Would I be joining them? Quack, 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 quack. Only the Higurashi knew. They knew everything. They definitely knew. So I ran towards where I could hear more of the Higurashi's chirps. The farther I ran, farther away their chirping became. I couldn't get near them. Why are you all running away? Was it my fault? Was I the one to blame? Then I'll apologize. I'm sorry. 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 I felt that only the Higurashi knew. The smoking room was filled with a cloud of cigarette smoke. The expensive smoke filter gave off some crackling electric noise, but it didn't seem like it was doing anything at all. Why do smokers have to be shoved so far down this corridor where the sun didn't even reach? I recalled hearing that the tax revenue from tobacco was about 1/10 of the municipality's revenue. who were the most heavily taxed members of this municipality, so I really wished they'd show us a little more respect.
どうしてこれがウーマン切りなんすか？街が狭くなっちゃうっすよ。
One of the younger detectives was having a staring contest with my young magazine called Next Turn.
ウーマン切ってもテンパイ崩れませんから、背底にかけるなら両面で受けた方がチャンスあるんじゃないですか？
クマちゃん、川を見てください。ウーマンは全員切ってますから安牌なんですよ。終盤で K 点に走った誰かがダマで待ってたら嫌でしょ。
The kid let out another groan, put out his cigarette, and took out another one.
納得いかないっすね。わざわざ自分で当たり牌減らすなんて。
ちなみに背底で当たり牌出しても論しちゃダメですよ。
どうしてですか？
Just then, I heard a voice coming from down the hall.
大石さん、いますか？一般の方から凱旋です。
ありゃ、こりゃどうも。それじゃ、ちょいと失礼。
どうして論しちゃダメなんすか？待ってくださいよ、大石さん！
The man sitting in the seat Oisha-san was heading towards waved at the telephone receiver.
凱旋です。講習から。
どうもすいません。お待たせしました。大石です。もしもし。
大石さんですか？もしもし。
前原さんじゃありませんか。どうもどうも、こんにちは。
From the tone in my Barakun's voice, I already knew he was in a predicament. This was the first time my Barakun had phoned me, and he was calling from a payphone.
落ち着いてください。何がありました？
His voice was erratic over the line. He had completely lost his sense of composure. After checking that nobody else could hear, I prompted him in a hushed tone.
何があったんです？落ち着いて前原さん。今そこに近場の警官を行かせます。私もすぐそっちに行きますよ。
多分無理です。
His voice was quivering and hoarse. He wasn't surrounded by people even as he was making this call, was he?
前原さんは今公衆電話からかけてますよね。どこの公衆電話ですか？
There were no other sounds besides my Barakun's voice. It had to be a phone booth. I scratched out a note and thrust it at my colleague sitting across from me. Hinamitsawa, phone booth. He understood quickly and hastily started on the internal lines.
落ち着いて前原さん。今どういう状況なんです？
It was best practice to avoid flustering someone panicking, but this was an urgent case. My Barakun didn't just get in trouble, get away, and then call me. He was in the midst of something dangerous right now. But yelling at my Barakun right now would just needlessly cause him to be even more frantic. My Barakun wasn't just calling to seek help. He was trying to tell us something more than that. And whatever that was, if I didn't get it from this call, I was certain there would never be another chance. My colleague pushed a note in front of me. There's only one booth in Hinamitsawa. A patrol car is on the way. 5 minutes.
かかりすぎです。警らには何人乗ってます？
2人です。
Not enough. If it was as I imagined, there were likely quite a few people surrounding my Barakun. 5 minutes was too long.
南沢の駐在さんには電話しました。
定時巡回の時間です。家人は留守で連絡不能。
そう。クマちゃん、車を回してください。
了解っす。
もしもし、おじさん。
もしもし、大丈夫です。ちゃんと聞こえてますよ。
There's something wrong with my Barakun. That wasn't a normal coughing sound. Vomiting? Or was it blood? Had he already been attacked? Was he injured?
前原さん、今そこに警官が向かってます。2、3分で到着しますから何とか持ちこたえてください。もしもし、聞こえてますか？前原さん。
I could hear on the other end of the line that he was having a coughing fit. The worst possible situation popped into my head.
前原さん、犯人は誰です？何人なんです？
俺も最初は人間が犯人なんだと思います。
I couldn't tell if that was a cough or vomiting.
大丈夫ですか？前原さん。
犯人は人間なんだって。お社様のたたりなんかないんだって。ついさっきまで。だけどやっぱり。
It was an intense bout of coughing, then vomiting.
でもやっぱりお社様ってのはいます。今。
前原さん、どうか落ち着いて。
なんかさっきからおかしいと思ってたんです。ずーっとつけてくるんですよ。走っても走っても走っても走っても影みたいにぴったりくっついて。だけど少しずつ俺の背中ににじり寄ってくるんです。
前原さん、そいつは今ひょっとして前原さんの後ろに
すぐ後ろに。
お願いです。前原さん、怖いのはわかります。ですがお願いです。あなたの後ろに誰がいるんです？
振り向けるわけないじゃないですか。振り向いたら俺
怖いのはわかります。でも教えてほしい。ちょっと振り返るだけでいいんです。前原さんの後ろに誰がいるんです？
Right after I said that, I could hear him vomiting intensely. What followed was a nightmarish sound.
前原さん、あんたまさか喉を引っかいてたりはしないでしょうね。
There was no answer, but I could hear something like scratching. There was a bang, as if something was being hit. My brother couldn't properly drop the receiver. I could hear groaning and vomiting over on the other end, the repeating, abnormal noise.
もしもし、もしもし、前原さん、もしもーし。
I knew how far away my voice would sound on the other end, but I couldn't help but shout. That moment I heard whispering coming from the other end. I couldn't tell what he was saying. From the way he was saying it, was he talking to himself? Was he talking to someone there?
もしもし、前原さん。
Rather than whispering, some kind of mantra he was chanting over and over. I focused my senses, trying to pick up what he was saying. What was he repeating? What exactly? Suddenly, the line went dead. Did he use up his time? Just because it was a payphone. It was because it cut out so abruptly. The last thing he said came out so clearly in my mind.
おいさん、車は OK っす。おいさん。
ごめんなさい。が。
おいさん。
That's what he was repeating over and over. He said, I'm sorry. I had a gut feeling. There was no longer a need to hurry. I could hear the chirp of the Higurashi spilling in from the open window. Kwee, 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 kwee. I should have been able to hear them this entire time. I just wasn't paying any attention. Why did I focus on them all of a sudden? Kwee, 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 kwee. Were they trying to tell me something? Only the Higurashi knew. That's how I felt. June 1983. In Hinamitsawa, a remote village near Shishibune City, there was a murder involving 2 female students. The suspect is Keiichi Maebara. The suspect called over his 2 female classmates, Reina Ryuga, Mion Sonosaki, to his house and beat them to death with a metal bat. The scene of the crime was the suspect's room on the 2nd floor of his house. The inside of the room was covered with a significant quantity of splattered blood, and there were signs of a struggle with the victims. In addition to the scene of the crime, the entryway, living room and kitchen all had traces of a struggle. At the entryway, the shoe rack and wall had evidence of being impacted by a strong blunt force. This believed to have been the same bat as the murder weapon. Having no traces of blood, it is believed the destruction occurred before the murders. There is the possibility that the suspect overpowered his victims to keep them from fleeing. In the living room, the rug had been pulled back, then thrown aside. It is hard to believe that this had a connection to the struggle with the victims, and thus the reason for this remains unknown. In the kitchen, the garbage bag was torn apart, and its contents were spread out on the floor. Garbage was strewn about in the surrounding area, and handprints believed to belong to the suspect were discovered. It is believed that the suspect had for some reason taken out the garbage and struck it with his fists. The reason for this remains unknown. In addition, there was a note stuck to the fridge. The words, "Was there a needle?" were written on it. The meaning behind this remains unclear. Just in case, the garbage was searched, but a needle was not discovered. Though the garbage door was functional, it had been left open ever since the suspect moved in. The garage door was found closed. The suspect's fingerprints were discovered on the garage door. The reason behind this remains unknown. The suspect fled the scene of the crime. However, a patrolling officer in Hinamitsawa local PD found the suspect collapsed inside a phone booth. At the time of discovery, the suspect was unconscious in critical condition. He was rushed to the local hospital for treatment, but did not regain consciousness and died 24 hours later. The results of the autopsy indicate the immediate cause of death to have been hypovolemic shock. It was determined that the suspect had clawed at his own throat with his fingernails, and the resulting bleeding caused his death. With a similarity to the death of Tomitake-san the prior week, The police believe there to be a connection and have opened an investigation. However, due to the wishes of the local authorities, it will be a confidential investigation. Due to the abnormal nature of the death, it was suspected that drugs were involved, but as with Tomitake-san, no traces were discovered. What prompted all this remains inexplicable. As such, this case is being treated as an act committed on impulse. However, with several accounts of the suspect's bizarre behavior leading up to the incident, it is possible that this was premeditated. Separated from his group of friends, isolation, inexplicable behavior. Several days before the incident, the suspect began carrying around a metal bat. The suspect was observed displaying aggressive behavior as well as talking to himself at school. His classmates have actually heard portions of what he was saying. 2 days before the incident, the suspect declared to his parents the possibility of his death. Due to these circumstances, the police have begun an investigation on the possibility that this crime was not committed on impulse, but was instead planned several days in advance. Afterwards, a note was found in the suspect's room that he had written himself. The note was written on 2 sheets from a B5 college-ruled notebook that had each been torn in half, and as if trying to conceal it, was stuck behind a clock on the wall. The contents are as written in the appendix. The police believe it to be strongly related to the incident. The police changed their line of investigation based on the possibility that the suspect was involved in some sort of incident himself. However, no further clues were found, casting doubt on the credibility of the note. Was the crime impulsive or premeditated? With the situation unclear and no further developments, the case has been labeled as unresolved. However, the following year, suspicion arose regarding the nature of the note. The note was not written on 2 halves of B5 paper from 2 separate sheets, but was originally a single sheet of B5 paper. In order to erase several lines from the middle, someone had torn them out. Judging from the size of the letters, the missing section is estimated to be 2 to 3 lines. It is highly probable that the person who eliminated the lines in questions is not the suspect. In addition, judging from traces of large quantities of cellophane tape being stuck to the back of the clock, speculation that something other than the note was stuck there has arisen. The person who first discovered the crime was a detective rumored to have a connection with the incident, Kurado Oishi. He underwent voluntary questioning, but denies involvement in any damages to the note. The suspect's note: I, Keiichi Maebara, am in fear for my life. I do not know why they are after my life. The only thing I do know is that it has to do with Oyashiro-sama's curse. Rina and Mion are conspirators of the perpetrators. There are 4 or 5 adults, maybe more. They have a white van. This is all on the first sheet. The section below this has been ripped out. This is from the second sheet. The section above this has been ripped out. I have no idea why it has become like this. If you are reading this, then I am probably already dead. Though you may or may not find my body. You who are reading this, please uncover the truth. That is my only desire. Kichi Maibara. Well done. We have just completed chapter 1 of Higurashi. But before we end off this, why don't we see for ourselves the all-cast review session that we unlocked?
日暮らしの泣く頃に水鬼隠しをプレイされた皆さん、お疲れ様でした。いかがだったでしょうか。ちょっぴりでも楽しんでもらえたらとっても嬉しいです。ちょっぴりも何も、あんなすごいバッドエンドで終わられたらプンプンでございますことよ。プンプンなのです。今回の鬼隠しは全体の謎に挑む人たちが最初に通るお話だから、実質上のプロローグの位置づけなんだって。そのプロローグがこんな凄まじいバッドエンドでございますの？
でもそういうのってあるじゃん。この最悪のバッドエンドを回避するためにプレイヤーさんが物語を模索していくのがこの作品の醍醐味だし。
まだ始まったばかりですよ。僕は次のお話が楽しみなのです。
これからどんな話が待ち受けてるんだろう。レナは聞いてる？
他のシナリオにはどんな展開があるんですの？今回の鬼隠しではひなみ沢で近年起こった連続開始事件が紹介されたでしょ。例えばみーちゃんのシナリオではひなみ沢の古い歴史なんかが紹介されるんだって。
異常事態の連続ですっかり分かんなくなっちゃったけど、お社様のたたりってどういうものなのか。いや、そもそもお社様って何なのかあまり説明なかったからね。
よくは聞いてないんだけど、でもなんか嫌な予感。またしてもたたられそうな嫌な物語です。
ケイちゃんも大変だね。今度はどんなたたりにやられるやら。
でもどんなお話になるのか楽しみでございますわね。
いや遅れてすみませんね。
やあみんな、お疲れ様。
お疲れ。あれ、ケイちゃんは？
ケイチ君はもう次のシナリオの台本読みに行っちゃってるんだよ。主人公だから大変だね。
あれ、残念ですね。ちょっとだけでも顔を出してくれればよかったのに。きっと喋るワード数が多すぎて居残りなのです。
前原さんのセリフだけで普通のアドベンチャーゲームなら全員分の量がありますからね。
しかしケイチ君やレナちゃんなんか特にだけど大変なお話だったね。
大変も何も大体バッドエンドでございますわ。 圭一君を襲ったのって正体は何なんだろう。
たたりに見せかけておいて実は人間の仕業ってのが僕の推理なんだけどね。
でも圭一は最後に謎の電話をかけてきていましたのです。
私もあの電話は変だと思ったね。あの時点でケイちゃんは犯人は人間だと確信してたはずなのにさ。
おかしな電話でしたわよね。なんかお化けに追いかけられてるみたいな。あの電話だけだとやっぱり犯人って人間じゃなくてたたりなのかなって思っちゃうよね。
せっかくですから意見を出してみようじゃありませんか。じゃあ園崎さんから。
私は絶対に人間説。ひなみ沢の怪しい昔語りかなんかになぞらえて誰かが起こしてる人為的事件だと思うね。
確かに毎年お祭りの日になると起こる連続開始事件なんて怪しいもんね。
その連続開始っていうのも何かの昔語りの再現なんだよきっと。
私はたたりだと思いましたよ。玄関で圭一さんが暴れたシーンとかラストの電話のシーンとかを見れば人間が犯人とは説明がつきませんもの。そういえばそうだよね。とても人間の仕業とは思えないシーンだったし。
僕はそれでも人間が犯人だと思うね。あの玄関やラストのシーンは追い詰められた圭一君の被害意識からの妄想じゃないかって思うんだ。
難しい言葉を使われてもわかりませんわ。つまり怖がりの圭一が見た幻だと言ってるのです。じゃああのシーンの正体は圭一さんの後ろにいた謎の気配は何なんですの？
引っ掛けだよ、引っ掛け。
みーちゃん、引っ掛けってどういう意味？
富武のおじさまが言うようにさ、あのシーンは追い詰められたケイちゃんの被害妄想のシーンなんだよ。それを濃密に書くことでプレイヤーにたたりだと思わせようとする演出なんだよ。だから引っ掛けってわけ。
それを言われるとでも
まあそういう可能性もあるってことだよ。
だとすると犯人は複数で村ぐるみっていう劇中の大石さんの推理は正しいのかな。当の本人の大石さんはどう思いますか？
私ですか？悩みますね。
あれ？僕はてっきり大石さんは人間説だと思ってましたけど。
劇中の私は犯人は人間だと断じてますが、人間が犯人だとするといろいろ不可解なことが多いんですよ。
例えばどんな？大石刑事さんの推理を聞かせてください。
まず人間が犯人だとすると絶対に動機が必要なんです。こういうことをして誰が得をするのかってことなんです。
つまりおじさま、人間が犯人なら連続開始事件を起こすことによって誰かが得をしなくちゃいけないってこと？
そういうことです。ダム開発の関係者が死ぬうちは利害も感じられましたが、近年の犠牲者はそれとも無縁です。第一、 前原さんを殺して誰が得をするというんです？
なるほど。そう言われると僕も弱いな。
だってお金とかも取られてはいないんですもの。人間が犯人なわけありませんわ。でもそうとばかりは限らないんじゃない？さっきみーちゃんが言ったように何かの昔語りの再現そのものに意味があるんだとしたら。
そういうこと。これは営利殺人じゃないんだよ。きっとこれは村の血塗られた歴史を再現するための何らかの儀式的殺人じゃないかなって思うわけ。
では聞きますですが、それを再現すると誰か得をするのですか？
得をするんじゃなくて、もっと心理的なもの。僕は何かの復讐じゃないかと思うね。土着的な何か。今回のシナリオでは語られなかった因縁だよ。
なるほど。過去にひどい扱いを受けた暴家の人たちが先祖の恨みを晴らすためにってな感じですか？私はそれにも反対ですね。
じゃあ何？大石さんはまさかたたり派なわけ？
そうですわ、そうですわ。刑事役の大石さんが言うんですもの。たたりに決まってますわ。
劇中で前原さんが言うように、お社様が竜宮さんや園崎さんに乗り移って悪さをしているって考えると一番辻褄が合うんです。残念ながら。
実はレナも大石さんと同じ意見なの。あんなに優しかったレナやみーちゃんが突然おかしくなるなんて、そうじゃなきゃ説明つかないもの。
そこはミオンの私が言うのも変だけど、やっぱり私なんだと思う。
ミーの話の意味が分かりにくいのですよ。説明が欲しいのです。
ああ、ごめん。つまりさ、これってすっごく残酷な話なんじゃないかって思うんだよ。
何みーちゃん。それってひょっとして。
突き詰めるとそうなるのかな。僕もちょっと疑ってる。
つまり竜宮さんも園崎さんも実は本当にああいう性格で、引っ越してきたばかりの前原さんを騙している悪魔なんだと、こういうわけですか？
そんなの嫌ですわ。これは全部たたりの仕業なんですのよ。レナさんもミオさんもみんな優しい、いい人がいいのですの。レナもそうだな。レナやミーちゃんって本当にいい人なんだって思う。きっと劇中で出てきた厳しいシーンは何かに取りつかれてたんだって思うの。
レナもたたり派か。じゃあたたり派の皆さんにお聞きしますけどさ、たたりが怒るからにはそれなりの理由があるんでしょ？無差別にたたるとは思えないな。そこんとこ説明できるの？
たたりはたたりですもの。人間の考えでは想像もつきませんわ。
さとこちゃん、擬人化された神様という存在は 結局は人間の生み出したものなんだよ。だからその考え方も人間に理解できるようにできてる。ギリシャ神話の神様を見てごらんよ。泣いたり怒ったり嫉妬したり、とにかく人間的なんだよ。
つまりお社様もまた人間同様に何らかの利害に基づいてたたりをしているということですか？
変な言い方になっちゃったけど、つまりはそういうこと。
触らぬ神にたたりなしって言いますからね。な一理あります。
つまりお社様にせよ人間にせよ何か理由があるはずということなのです。でもリカ、その理由がはっきりしないならどうなりますの？つまりはわかんないということなのです。そうだね。まだプロローグだもんね。明かされていないことがたくさんあるだろうし。
そうだね。現時点ではこれ以上の推理は難しいね。
いんにゃ、白黒つけないと納得できないな。
ミオンさんもこだわりますのね。
限られた状況で最大限に推理する。ちょっぴり部活感覚で面白いでしょ？
そう考えれば面白いかも。
じゃあ整理してみましょうか。私はたたり派です。富武さんは人間派でしたよね。
ええ、僕は人間が犯人ってことでいきます。
私も人間派人説。もちろんたたりというファンタジーは嫌いじゃないよ。だけど今回の事件に限ってはたたりの線は薄いね。
人間派が2人出ましたね。リュグさんはたたり派でしたよね。
はい。レナとサトコちゃんはたたり派です。たたり派ですわよ。レナさんやミオンさんのことを悪魔みたいに言う人の方がよっぽどたたりに合うべきですの。
そりゃあまあ、私も自分のキャラがそんな悪魔みたいなやつだとは思いたくないけどさ。部活モードの時にはクールでなきゃ。感情論だけで選ぶと大やけどするよ。
まあまあ、どっちを選んだっていいじゃないですか。
あれ、リカちゃんがまだだね。どっちだと思う？僕はお社様が悪い神様だとは思わないですよ。
これ面白い意見だね。
たたってばかりの悪い神様なら祀るのは嫌なのです。僕はたたるよりご利益のある神様の方が好きなのですよ。そっか、リカちゃんって巫女さんをやってるんだよね。いい意見。
じゃあ何？リカちゃんはお社様じゃないって思うならやっぱ犯人は人間って思うわけ？
そういうことにしますのです。
ありゃまあ、票がざっくり分かれましたね。たたり派と人間派で半々ですか。
れじゃ意見は半々。決着がつかなくて面白くないよね。
裁判官が奇数なのはつまりそういうことだからね。あと一人意見が欲しいな。
あ、ならちょうどいいかな。圭一君本人に聞いてみない？電話で。たたり殺された本人の意見は貴重ですよ。そうと決まれば早速電話ですわ。もしもし、圭一君？レナです。今お仕事お忙しいですか？
ああ、忙しいぞ。シナリオが1本終わって一休みって思ってたらすぐに次のシナリオだもんな。
ケイちゃんどんな感じ？忙しいって？
拗ねてる。
聞こえてるぞ、こら。お前ら打ち上げ会でいいよな。俺も出たかった。
収録の残り台詞数で僕たちの誰か一人でも抜いたら圭一も参加できるのですよ。いか、あの量でそれは不可能ですわ。あ、それでごめんね、圭一君。今回のシナリオでね、圭一君死んじゃったじゃない？犯人は誰だろうねってそういう話をしてるの。
つまりさ、ケイちゃんを殺したのは人間かお社様のたたりかってことで意見が分かれちゃってるのよ。
本当にごめんね。台本読みで忙しいところ。圭一君はどっちだと思うかな？
そんなの決まってんじゃないか。
どっち？
どっちなんてもんじゃねえよ。村の怪しげな奴らに狙われて、さらにお社様とかいう怪しいのにたたられて、人間もたたりも全部、これは何かの嫌がらせか。
かわいそかわいそです。今度頭をなでなでしてあげますですよ。
結局意見が分かれちゃったね。
私ももう一度考え直してみます。見落としがあるかもしれませんので。
それでは引き続き日暮らしの泣く頃に水をお楽しみくださいね。
Okay, there we go. That was the last of Higurashi. Onikakushi. Yes, we have unlocked all of the tips as well already. Nothing we missed. So, in anticipation of me playing the next chapter, you can start thinking for yourself maybe of what you believe regarding this mystery. What do you think? Is it humans or is it a curse? Now, personally, I do think that whoever is performing the murders is probably human. I don't think there is a curse causing these things to happen in the game, but at the same time I don't think it's quite the way that, you know, they are talking about it in the game, where they're saying that they're just reenacting the legends of demons and demoning ways, like it's some sort of fucking theater play, you know. I think there's something else to it that we haven't discovered and probably won't discover during this question arcs, unless somebody is very, very, very observant towards that. You know, So the answer orcs are technically already released, except the last two are not on Steam. But anyway, I will play through the question orcs, and I will also play through the bonus orcs, because those are a thing. And we will see what happens in the next video of Higurashi, whenever I make that. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this. Take care of yourself, and remember, only the Higurashi know.